Hello my friends, welcome back in my channel. My name is Miro if you don't know me, and I'm stock photographer and videographer, and today I want to talk to you about phone photography, how you can use your phone for stock photography or for some personal things. It's always good if you know the basic steps. Let's start with number one. Number one for me, it's definitely I need to set up my phone before anything. I start to highest resolution, because when you have high resolution in your phone, you can always make pictures smaller, but it's harder go to enlarging. I know today technology is really very good, but why you have to start with small if you can start already with something what is good for use, not just for stock photography, but it's good for using for your personal project. Once again, number one for me is setting up highest resolution on your phone. Number two is really very simple, but it's really pretty necessary, and this is cleaning your lens. Before you start take any picture and you have your phone in your pocket or somewhere on the table, just try clean the front lens with something soft, and the phone will be ready for the step number three. This means cleaning is really very important. Photography with phone, it's really very similar, almost same like using the camera, and many people forget about it, because I understand not everybody is using the camera, but it's not big difference between using your phone and your camera. Everything is pretty similar, and now we will continue to number three. Number three, lighting is very important for your phone. Number three is it's good to remember your phone is not really good for every situation. I understand this phone, these days phone is really in pretty good quality, but still you have to remember its phone have small sensor, much smaller than the camera, and this means needs a lot of lights. This means your phone is really the best working on the places where is a lot of light, and the best this means outside, or really with a room with a very good lighting. But I definitely will skip using the phone in darker situation. I will use him in darker situation only with really the last things I can use, and I don't have my camera. This means number three, it's good lighting. Good lighting is definitely very, very important. Yes, I know every phone have flashlights, and I will be honest, I almost don't use him. It's very, very rare when I use the flash, and mostly if I using it's outside. It is really bright day, and it's very high a difference between shadows and lights, but I be honest, I really try to skip this part, and it's always turning off on my phone, and never will start automatically. It's always on me, and I make the decision if I want to use him or no. Number four, never use your zoom. Really, I don't like that, because when you're using the zoom, it's really digital zoom, and when you zoom in closer, you're losing the quality of your image. If it's possible, try walk closer to your subject, but if it's possible, skip the using the zoom on your phone, because you will really lose the quality. Number five, if it's possible, use for your picture something on your foreground, because if you use something in the foreground, the picture is always more interesting and looks better. I know sometimes you need a clean shot. Yes, this is good, but if you want something looking more artistic and you want to show some part of the environment where you are, just put something on the foreground. It can be anything, can be grass, can be fence, can be rail, can be really anything what is making the picture more interesting, and it's not just simple, shoots from the camera or the phone. Number 6, it's stability. Stability is extremely important if you don't want blur picture, and if you want to show it to friends nice and sharp picture, on especially very important if you want to sell your picture in stock market. Try hold your camera really steady, closer to your body. Use your elbow and push the hands closer to your body. And I definitely recommend using the tripod if it's possible. In some situation, I always keep in my pocket small tripod because it was very important, not just for the picture, but when I have tripod with me, I have no problem do it some time lapse, and this is how I can use my phone really for the maximum, and I have picture and I have steady video or time lapse. Number 7 is perspective. Perspective is important because this is how you show people what you see, and don't be shy, change your angle or perspective. Sometimes simple changing your viewpoint can make a huge difference at final result for your image. Definitely try use the lower angle, higher angle, look at the object from the left or right. It's worth it because you never know which side is better and what is more interesting, and don't look just from one side, open your eye and try use the subject 100% from the moment, because you never know if you will be back or you will have chance reshoot this project or the subject again. Always try to remember some composition technique like rules of thirds or some following some lines. It's many different technique. You can find a lot about it on the internet, but it's make your picture always eye-catching, because if you don't use this technique, not always you will be the lucky. But I know sometimes you have to break the rules if you want good image, but I still believe the good composition is something around the rules of thirds. If you turn grid lines on your phone, this will really helping you, because you always will see where is the good composition for you, and rules of thirds will be really much easier for you for composition part. Number 8 is keep your lens in levels with your subject. It's very important because this can help you don't make any extra distortion for your subject. It's especially very important if you're shooting stuff like architectural or some lines, what is vertical. Definitely, if it's possible, keep your phone really in level with your subject, because this part is really very important for the final image. Number 9 is look at small details. It's very important. After you're done with picture like shooting landscape, look at some details, some flowers, some texture. It is always million things what can make your image good, and the small detail is really very important if you make some bigger collection, because you can have part of the environment or part of your subject, product, or can be really anything. Sometimes the small details can look better than whole landscape or whole building, because it's really eye-catching, and not really many people is looking on the details. Me, when I shoot wedding or something event, I always try look for some details from the food, from the table. I don't just like to see all room. I like to see the small details, because this is very important, and people definitely love that. And I can say the images like that is also saleable on stock market. This means It's definitely plus if you keep your eye open and you are looking for some interesting details. Number 10, it's editing. Editing is very important because it's helping make your images looks better. Almost every phone these days have some choice for editing, and it's many application you can use for editing. I am using personally Snapseeds in my phone, but mostly all my images I edit in computer, in Lightroom. But the Snapseed is really pretty well working for me when I am outside and I need just some quick edit and make the picture looks a little bit better. When you editing, less is more sometimes, and don't go really too crazy. Just do some small levels, some brightening, lighting, and maybe some sharpening, but don't really go too much up, don't push, because it's definitely not worth it and you can ruin what you already did. Number 11, it's have a fun. It's very important to have a fun when you're doing this photography, and try to ladder different things. Keep practicing, because practicing is always good, because you will find out yourself what is working for you, what is not working for you. You can try, how I said before, many different angle, different technique, different settings. It's really many options, and it's just up to you how you bring the picture to real life, because you are the creator, you are the artist, and this is really everything is really up to you how is your final image looking. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope so I give you some idea how to use your phone, and I hope so your next adventure with your phone will be better than before.